for me at the moment, but there's still plenty of time to go. How you doing, Robbie? Big game this weekend against Chelsea as well.
Yeah, listen, every weekend's a big game for us right now in this title race, But yeah, obviously Chelsea, massive game, always big game when we play them, London rivals. And looking forward to it. It's funny, I was just talking to Chelsea, I was looking this morning at their losses. Oh my God. It's incredible. Like the biggest ever loss of any Premier League club, you know what I mean? So it just shows the amount of money they've spent, and they're still not really nowhere near winning a title. They'll be desperate when they see those numbers to make sure they get into that top 4 or 5, which ain't going to be easy for them. So there's a lot on this game for both teams. But we've got a good record against them at home, and I fancy us this weekend.
I was going to say that because, obviously, from a United, Liverpool, Villa point of view, Chelsea drawing their last 2 games to Burnley and Leeds at Stamford Bridge is 4 points dropped at this stage of the season. And you're right, it's the second year in a row where at the start of December, they were almost in a title race when they played you last time, and they were brilliant with 10 men at Stamford Bridge. But are you worried a little bit that they actually are unbeaten? As crazy as it sounds, in their last 6, even with those 2 draws, they are unbeaten. It doesn't feel like it. You obviously do need to win this game, and I wanted to focus in on that. Is there any value in a draw because it's Chelsea Arsenal and they always raise it, and their best game of the season was against you with 10 men?
Yeah, listen, there'll be a lot of people going for a draw, but then if you look at our home record against Chelsea, it's very, very good. We don't really lose to them a lot. And we don't really draw to them much either. And listen, when we played them in the League Cup, it was a really tight affair. We just won 1-0 at the end. I think this is a different type of game. That League Cup, for us, we were winning from the first leg. The tactics will be different. This game, the emphasis is on us to try and go out there and win the game. They're missing a couple of key players in Cucurella. I think he's always a big player for them, marking Saka and that in this game. They're missing Fofana, who stupidly got himself sent off last week. So it's a good opportunity for Arsenal. Players are back. Havertz could be back for this game. A bit like our Eze seems to always score against Tottenham. Havertz always seems to score against Chelsea as well. Seems to have the mark on them. So he could figure in this. And I just feel that we got to go for this, Arsenal. We got to try and win this game. And these unbeaten records, listen, we've been unbeaten for a while now since we lost to you. But, when you look at that unbeaten record, you don't want to look at draws against, Nottingham Forest and Wolves. You don't look at those and say, oh, fantastic. Maybe earlier on in the season, that looks like a good unbeaten record. But it's all about winning right now, winning games. And that's what we got to do. That's the mission. We've got to go out there and win it. After that morale boosting win over Tottenham, this is a big opportunity for Arsenal. Chelsea, a much better team than Tottenham, obviously, but that was away from home. To go away from home and do that was impressive. They were at home against Burnley, a team lower than Tottenham, and drew. So it's a great opportunity for Arsenal to go and get 3 points and keep asserting himself in this title race.
Just on the title race, lots of people starting to sway towards Manchester City. Obviously, they have the chance this weekend as well because they're playing before you at Leeds on Saturday. They can get that gap down to 2 points again. And obviously, there's 2 games coming up in quick succession. What's the general mood in the Arsenal fan camp at the moment? Because I and people, I still think they'll win it, but I'm not going to sit here and say it'll be comfortable. How are you feeling?
Yeah, in the Arsenal fan base, it's nervy because it's Man City. They've been there. They've done it before. Me personally, I just keep looking at it and saying, listen, it ain't going to be easy. It's a battle. When you win titles are battles. That's why they're so difficult to win. That's why it's taken us so long to try to even get close to challenging for these things. If we're going to win it, we've got to handle the pressure. We've got to go out there and do the business, our business. If we do our business, we haven't got to worry about Man City, right? But we've got to do our business. And every week is going to be pressure. This week is more pressure, Pressure for them as well, because they've got,
Yeah,
Leeds,
they're under pressure. They're
not a simple game, to play Leeds. They're really battling. I mean, we did well against Leeds when we played them away from home. But I can tell you, going to Leeds many years, very hostile place. They make a lot of noise. They're playing well at the moment. They've had a couple of decent performances, and they've got some decent players. They've got some decent players. They make it difficult. I thought, when you looked at the second half for City against Newcastle, it looked a little nervy. It looked a little bit nervous as well, right? They got through it, but you could see what it meant to them. They were high-fiving Haaland for making tackles and things like that. You don't normally see that. So it's going to be a battle. City are, they're a serious team, right? They've done well to get back into this, and they're right on us. So, but pressure game for them as well. Both of us under pressure every week. Simple as that.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think Chelsea are under pressure as well after dropping 2 points, and I think they at the moment might be the team that misses out on the top six. I'm going to ask you about that when we get to Liverpool's game. But I think I would go for an Arsenal win. The only thing, and I am being serious about this, that could derail Arsenal's league title is if the PGMOL decide to change their policy, and it would be really unfair. I've heard a few things this week. If they, like the Man United Everton game and the way that the domination of the goalkeeper, obviously it's something Arsenal have used all season. Not necessarily to that extent.
Not like that.
Arsenal run around, don't they? Everton was it was ridiculous. Apparently, I was told this week by a couple of journalists that the Premier League are really looking into it. And the interesting thing is, I was watching Benfica Real Madrid the other night, and there was lots of corners. And it's incredible when you watch a Premier League game and then you watch a Champions League game. They don't go anywhere near the goalkeeper. So I think something is going to happen. But I will say this. You can't do it in season. Remember, they did it with the goalkeeper halfway through the season a few years ago. I think it was James Trafford, Luton, Burnley around Christmas time. They just you can't do it. The integrity of the tournament's gone if they change anything around corners before the end of the season. But it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, Arsenal's corners are not like Everton's ones the other day. Arsenal, like you said, they start at the back, they run around, they do
barge people though. They do barge.
Yeah, but but it's more blocking, right? And you know what I mean.
And you touched your base there. That means you're lying.
On the move. No. I'm being serious, right? Whereas the Everton one the other day, I couldn't understand their tactic, to be honest, right? Because
that was
they just literally stood on the goalkeeper and didn't move. Now, to me, right, I don't understand that, because you can't even get a jumper. You can't run and jump or anything. So it didn't work, did it? I mean, the keeper dealt with everything. It didn't work. It did look, it did look a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it did look very ugly. And I can see this. I can see them making changes to it. And even the ones in Europe, when Arsenal play in Europe, their corners, I notice like a lot of teams, they just fall over. And most of the times, right, they get a free kick. So the tactics from corners in Europe are a little bit different. But listen, Arsenal haven't really been scoring from corners recently. Last week against Spurs, all the goals were from open play. The game against Wolves, open play. We didn't score. We've not scored from a corner for a few games now. So, I just think our corner is completely different to what you saw at Everton the other day. But that one was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, apparently they want to do something about it, and as I said, they have to do something about it.
I think they've got
to do something about long throw-ins as well. You've got to. I mean, I watched the North London derby actually last Sunday, and I counted 4 minutes of throw-ins where the ball's not in the game.
All from Tottenham, by the way. The team that will be. We don't really do long throws. That's the other thing. We don't really have a long throw expert. So
you were implying one.
We've got a throwing coach, but we don't really have a long throw expert, so we don't really deploy that much. We do the odd one in a game, but it's not really a thing at Arsenal.
What are you going for then, Robbie? I've gone for an Arsenal win.
Arsenal win.
You're not going to do that yet. 100%.
Yeah, Arsenal win.
Okay.
And are you going to the City game?
Yeah, we can do City game next. Yeah, go on then. Yeah. You're first on that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they'll edge it. I think the City will edge it. Hopefully, Leeds could get a draw, but I think they'll edge it.
If I wasn't, well, I'll give the update in a minute. I would go for a draw, but I've got to try and get some points on the table this week. So it's like last week I went with the North London draw, and it was absolutely, I could have been, but they never bloody threw up. It was stupid. So yeah, I've got to go City win. But I agree with everything you said about Leeds. Like they're not actually safe, which is surprising to me because I think they've been really good the last few weeks. They lost 1 in 6, but they're still only 2 points ahead of Spurs. So that just shows you Leeds still got some work to do, and they got to do home games really.
Mm.
So we're both Man City win there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just recap where we are from last week then. So at the start of last week, it was 121 points to Robbie, 119 points to me. So Spurs, Arsenal, Robbie made a point because I said a draw and he went with Arsenal, fair play. Villa, Leeds, Robbie went with a draw and I went with a Villa win. So he was right with that one as well. So it's 2 clear now. We then got the next 3 wrong, both of us. We both went with Brentford against Brighton. Obviously, Brighton won. We both went with Chelsea against Burnley. Obviously, it was a draw. And we both went with West Ham against Bournemouth, which was also a draw. So some strange results there. City, Newcastle, we both got a point. And Palace, Wolves, we both got a point as well because they both won, Palace and City. This was one that I was very lucky with this. It could have been even worse for me. Forest against Liverpool, you said draw. I went Liverpool. And of course, obviously, that was a very, very late winner. Sunderland, Chelsea, we both got wrong. Sorry, so Sunderland played, not Chelsea. Who did Sunderland play?
Sunderland.
Fulham.
Lost anyway, didn't it? Fulham, yeah. Fulham.
Yeah, it looks like a C. It's F, U. Fuck
Chelsea's in Fulham.
Yeah. We both went with you went with a draw. I went with a Sunderland win. Obviously, Fulham won as well. Great win there. And then finally, we both went with the United win. So across the week, you were 2 up to me getting 1, but ultimately, the score is now 1-2-6 to 1-2-3. So the gap's gone up to 3 points, basically. I know it's still plenty to play for. We've got a double game week coming up as well, so things can change, but I need to start getting some results on the table. Right, I'm first on this one. We've got some Friday night football tonight. It's Wolves against Villa, which is Villa. I've spoken to Villa fans this week actually, and they were quite worried about this. They were saying their record against Wolves isn't very good, and it's at Wolves. And I said, you're having a bloody laugh. We don't go for Wolves on our Premier League predictions. I'm going for Villa, but they were a little bit worried, Robbie. Friday night football. I think Villa need. I'm going Villa. Villa need to win this. I know they've dropped a few points. I don't know what's going on. Everybody in this top 5 race just seems to be doing weird stuff. But
Unai Emery, right? A lot of people were saying to me earlier on in the season, Unai Emery. I said, I've seen this before with this guy. This is why he lost his job at Arsenal. He loses loads of. Listen, great cup record in things, but I'm not convinced with him. In the league, people always talk him up. Last year, should have got Champions League. Only had to beat you guys. A depleted United. Right at the end of the season, you had the Europa League the next week. Went and lost that. And some of the games at home that they've drawn in and lost it, it's been really poor. They'll win this though. They've got to win this. They lose this, they can kiss coming third goodbye.
Yeah, they
have to win this. I think they will.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a win because I agree with you. They've got to win it. But let's just say, I'm just saying here, again, a lot of Villa fans I know, and they're worried. And they said you should go
because they've been playing well.
Yeah, they said you should go for a draw. It's a bit of a derby for Wolves. They always do well. So we're both going with a win, but we're both saying, look, there's slippage there if you're brave enough.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Saturday games. Saturday at 12:30. Won't be watching this, Robbie. It's Bournemouth against Sunderland. With all due respect, well, I'll have it on if there's something. If I'm in the kitchen,
yeah.
just
Bournemouth are an entertaining team to watch. To be fair, but not exactly a game that you'll be, in a rush to watch.
Bournemouth, they're unbeaten in a lot.
Yeah,
Sunderland has sort of fell off a bit. I think it's silly with Xhaka. Is it? Anyone know when Xhaka's going to be back?
Xhaka's been out, and I think they're always going to fall off a bit. I'm going for Bournemouth. I think they're a good side.
Xhaka available for Bournemouth.
Still going Bournemouth for me.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I thought last week it was such a must-win game for West Ham in that home game against where was it? West Ham, Bournemouth. Bournemouth went there, and they're unbeaten in their last 6. And I think that was sort of went under the radar that West Ham didn't win and Bournemouth got a draw. So I'm going to go Bournemouth as well. I think they're doing really well at the moment, and I think at home should be a win for them against Sunderland. We've got Burnley against Brentford in a 3:00 game. Burnley still 8 points from safety, 6 points from West Ham. They do need a bit of a miracle. But Brentford, again, a little bit of a strange team at the moment, and they're away. Burnley, Brentford. I'm going to go with I'm going to go. Draw. I'll go Brentford, yeah.
I'm going to go with a draw.
Could be. Burnley are drawing a lot of games at the moment, aren't they? Liverpool, West Ham. Now, I think West Ham are doing quite well at the moment. Liverpool aren't doing very well. I will say, you shoot first on this.
Yeah, just keep scraping it though, Liverpool. I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, they've just not been convincing at all in their recent games, but they've won. Just because they just got that superior quality. And I think that's what will get them the job done in this game as well. I think, listen, West Ham are battling in, they're fighting. If West Ham won this, I mean, that would put serious pressure on Spurs. But Liverpool at Anfield, I can't see. It's got to be Liverpool.
West Ham have won 3, drawn 2, and lost 1 of their last 6. They are doing quite well. I think that loss might have been Chelsea as well. To be fair, they were 2-0 up in that game.
Fighting, aren't they? They're battling.
Again, if you fancied a punt and you had good odds, I wouldn't knock anybody saying West Ham get a result at Anfield. But as Robbie said, Liverpool are just finding ways at the moment, and they'll probably go and win this 4-0. So I'm going to go Liverpool. But again, it's one of those games that could just have something in it. Newcastle against Everton is me. I'd have to go. No, it's at home. I'll go Newcastle. Everton did play. I understand why Everton are high up in the league, Robbie. I do. They played well against us, but they're toothless and they don't score many goals. But away from home, their form's very good. So they are. I'm not saying they're crap, but I will go with the Newcastle win. Yeah,
away from home where they can just dig in and catch teams on the counter attack. They actually got that done against them by you guys. Newcastle at home, I've got to go Newcastle. They're on form as well at the moment. Newcastle, they're playing well. They found their mojo again. You know what I mean? So I'm going Newcastle.
Yeah. A lot to do for Newcastle to get into the European spots. They're actually behind Everton at the moment, in 11th place. City Leeds, we've done. Brighton against Forest is you, Robbie. This is into the Sunday games now.
That's a close one, man. And I can't separate the two. Even though Brighton, they did win their last home game, their last game.
Forest looked good in that first half, and I think they just tied because they played on the Thursday, didn't they? It's hard, isn't it?
They did have to against Fenerbahce. They were 3-0 up, but Fenerbahce got it back winning 2-0. They did have to bring on all the guys they rested to get the job done. They lost 2-1, but went for an aggregate. I'm going for a draw.
I can see the value in the draw. It's really hard to predict because they don't play. It's not bloody what's his name in charge, Deitch, is it? They do play differently now.
Yeah, but this manager's good. So this manager, he showed before that he can get teams out of these situations. And I'm going to go for a draw. They're feeling quite confident. They did play on Thursday night. Yeah, it was a lot more taxing than they thought because Fenerbahce really did battle. But with Brighton, I can never predict that team, man. A draw.
That Brighton result last week at away at Brentford, wasn't it? Came from nowhere. I mean, they
needed that as well.
They'd not won in 5.
They needed that.
Well, I need to try and find some points from somewhere, and at some point I've got to take risks. I can't take risks on West Ham or Leeds, so I'll take a risk on this, and I'll say Brighton home win.
Oh, he's back in Hurtzler, people. His old mate Hurtzler.
This is his last chance. If he gets this wrong, I tell you what, Monday, DR Sports, Hurtzler, I'll lose it, and people who never watch this show go, "Why is he losing it?" And I'll just lose it. Expressions got nothing on me on Monday morning.
Next manager of United takes over from Carrick at the end of the season.
We got to tell you what do you think about this? We got linked to not Di Matteo. What's his name? The other one, Roberto Martinez. Yesterday.
Oh my God! If Carrick keeps this up, he's got to get the job. I'm sorry, he's doing well at the moment.
Yeah, but he's an interim, isn't he?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you didn't give it to Freddie Lundberg.
As I said the other day, if it was Mikel Carrico who came in and was doing this job, you know what I mean? Everybody would be clamoring ready to give him it.
We've been shit the last 2 games.
You have. But you still got the job done. Look, we ain't been great in some games. It's about winning. He's winning games.
Terrifies me though. All I've got in my head, Ollie's at the wheel.
How can if he gets Man United into the Champions League, when you consider where they were?
Oh, we're only 3 points off. You're as bad as some of our fans. It's like we're in the bloody relegation zone. We're 3 points off when Amorim got the sack.
But Amorim. You think if it was Amorim, you think you'd be near the Champions League now? You know, with a great.
I think the way bloody Chelsea and Liverpool are playing, we probably would. But he has done a good job. I don't think we would have won the amount of games that we had. But I'm terrified of interim coaches. And as I said, all that's going around my head is, he's at the wheel.
Yeah, but you can't make that. I mean, you can't. That'd be unfair if he gets judged by that.
Well, he was his assistant coach.
Yeah, but he's got to get judged by. I think at the end of the season, this guy keeps us going, right? I think if he gets into the Champions League places, like very easily, like there's a gap. So he got third.
Yeah, if he gets third.
If he gets third, he has to get the job.
Well, I don't know. It depends. It also
who are you going to give it to? Who are you going to give it to? This is
what I mean. It depends who the alternative is. If Nagelsmann's an opportunity, or Emery's an opportunity, or Enrique is an opportunity. Yeah, he's good. You just don't like him because you.
No, I don't dislike Emery. Badly. I don't dislike Emery, but what is it? That's you think Emery is going to do a far better job than what Carrick's doing at the moment? He's not really evidenced that in the league.
Well, yeah,
other cup competitions, yes,
the third in the league
at the moment. So I'm saying if Carrick overturns,
you want to give Carrick the job at the moment.
If he gets, I'm not saying at the moment, right? You got to wait until see what happens at the end of the season. But if he gets,
I agree with that. Yeah.
If he gets Man United 4th or above, I think he should get it.
I think this
because I'm even looking out there. Who's going to get it? Who are you going to give it to?
Yeah, well, I definitely give it to
the only way I'd be like, unless it was somebody like a Luis Enrique.
Yeah.
For me, I'll give it to Carrick. I'm looking even at some of the people that are available. Martinez.
I know.
What would you rather, if it came down right now, who would you choose, Martinez or Carrick?
100% Carrick. I'd take Carrick over Glasner as well. The problem is...
Look at Glasner, right? Do you trust bringing in someone like... Glasner could be at Amorim 2.0. Look at him. The guy just loses it. Like, look what he's like, this self-destruct thing that he's done at Palace. And he's done that before when he's left at other clubs over in Germany. He's like a loose cannon. All the things he's come out and said, he didn't need to do that. He could have just waited at the end of the season. Your contract's up. He's another Amorim. Nah, he's good, but he's another. You guys right now, you need a safe pair of hands, right?
We bloody well don't. We're miles off. We need an innovator. We need to play. We need to knock it all down and rebuild it.
You guys got everybody playing. You know, I mean, you can see
we don't need work experience Carrick walking in with his nice bloody jacket on, going, "I'm here for a good time."
The atmosphere around it. Listen, the players. Look at everybody. Look at Mainoo's playing better. Maguire. All these guys are all playing for him. Then, you're going to go and bring in like someone like a Glasner who'll be all right at first, and then start losing it.
Ollie's at the wheel.
Give the guy a chance, man. Mikel Carrick.
Yeah, well, you've got a bloody motive. You're thinking, give Carrick the job. United will be fighting for fifth.
No. I'm just being honestly. I'm not. It's not a banter thing.
We want to compete.
I'm trying to be fair here, right? I'm saying that the guy should not be judged off of Solskjaer, right? It's if he goes from now till the end of the season, he's different to Solskjaer. You see, he's a more sensible way of playing and stuff like that. If he not now, you still got to watch him now. But if he goes from now to the end of the season and he gets you guys, say he gets you guys third, job has to be his. Otherwise, it's very unfair in my books. No banter, no nothing.
Yeah,
I'm being serious.
Di Matteo won the Champions League and the FA Cup.
Oh, come on.
He took over in February. He won. They were going out of the Champions League. He navigated them to the final. They won it and the FA Cup, and they won.
Well, you take that for a bit, wouldn't you?
What happened next season? Yeah, well,
listen. Even I'd take that right now, right? And then I'd do what I've got to deal with next season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If we were in the Champions League, you might have a chance, to be fair, the way we're playing. It's a shame
You
we're
might
not
be
in
in it.
Europe. It's a shame we're not in Europe because I
You
think
might be
the
in
way
it.
the way we're unbeaten. Well, we may as well do Man United against Palace. I obviously am going to go with the Man United win, but also you mentioned Palace there. I didn't realise this happened to us before. When we went to Selhurst Park, they played really well in the first half, and then they fell off a cliff in the second half because they played Thursday night. They've just done it again. So I thought I would have thought we would have won it anyway, but they've got no chance having played on Thursday night. I mean,
yeah. And I watched little highlights of the game. I sort of flicking between that and the Forest game last night. They won the game comfortably in the end, but they had to, to put the real full team out because it was only 1-1 at the start of the game. So. But yeah, I'm going for a United win. They've not done well at all every time they've followed up, and again, he's talked it into their heads, isn't he, Glasner, about how the squad's so small, weak. That's what I'm saying. Do you want this guy?
No, I do not.
For me, he's not covered himself in glory with how he's behaved. I don't like how he's behaved this season.
I don't think he'll get a good job now.
Yeah, because if you're an owner of a club now, you look at him thinking, yeah, good manager, yeah, but this guy comes in, does all right for a bit, then he throws his toys out the Prem. United don't need a manager like that right now. You need a safe guy to keep things calm. Even Luis Enrique could be, he's fiery. Is that what you need right now with Ratcliffe and guys like that?
They want a puppet. We want a bloody character, but we won't. We will get a puppet.
Yeah.
How many more we've got I think we've only got one left to do. It's Fulham against Spurs on Sunday at 2:00, which is I presume we're both going Fulham here.
100%. I mean, Fulham, number one, they're a good side. Number two, it's not easy to go to Craven Cottage.
No.
And then number three, like Spurs, like what I saw last week, man, that there was no new manager bounce. Their new manager's already complaining about, saying similar things to like what Big Andrew's saying. He's only been there 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, right, which is a real problem for them, they've got a lot of injuries. To players that could get them out of this. Players like Kudus and guys like that. Romero's still out. 4-game ban. I'd be surprised if they won this game. Maybe they could get a draw, but if they won this game, this is the sort of game that if they go and win this, they're going to survive. It's a big, big, big game for them. This is a game when I'm going to see, and I think everybody will see what Spurs have got. Are they up for the fight? Because this will be a battle. Make no mistake, right? And there's a few Fulham players, ex-Arsenal players, right, that would love to. It won't be Smith Rowe. You even saw them last week taking the mick out of Spurs after that game. They didn't even play for Arsenal no more, right? So it ain't going to be an easy game. And Fulham are playing well. Jimenez is scoring goals. They had a great win last week away. Harry Wilson. I can't see Spurs winning this. I'd be shocked. If they win this, I think that's where they say, yeah, we're staying up.
Yeah.
I can't see it, man.
Especially with West Ham at Liverpool and Forest away as well. And they've got an interesting week because even if they lose to Fulham, they've got Palace at home next Thursday and Forest go to Man City and West Ham go to Fulham. So they've got two bites of the cherry, really. But if they can beat Fulham, it gives them that space, doesn't it?
Two of them against London clubs that really ain't going to want to give him nothing. You know what I mean? So, they're not easy games. Neither of them. And their home record's shocking.
I was going to say a Palace safe, but that win last week against Wolves puts them on 35. So, yeah, they are.
Palace are safe.
Yeah. I think West Ham might go down. A couple of weeks ago, I thought not, but I looked at their fixtures. They're a bit unlucky, really. Their fixtures are tough. And Tottenham
really
and
tough.
Forest have got the gap, haven't they? 4 points is a lot.
Yeah. They need a win, innit? West Ham got to get a win out of somewhere. They've got to get one of those shock wins to stay up.
Definitely.
Then all of a sudden, Spurs are under pressure. What did you go? You go with Fulham as well?
Yeah, I said both of us we're going to go Spurs, aren't we? I can't see. I can't. You can't back Spurs at the moment. They might pull something out, but that would be surprising. I mean, they've lost 4 of the last 6. They've lost 3 in a row. Yeah,
worst record this year in 2026 of all.
This is
the
what I was
teams.
saying though. Like we got linked to Van der Ven, and I was saying loads of United fans were like going mad. I was talking about it on the United stand, and I said, why would I want Van der Ven? Like they want £60 million for him, and they've been in a relegation battle for the last 2 years. And I'll tell you what, if you had Tony Adams at the back for fucking Spurs or Rio Ferdinand, they wouldn't be in a relegation battle. No, it's not his fault. I'm like, no, well, he's always injured. I said, well, there's a reason then as well. I think
always arguing this with Tottenham players when with Tottenham fans where they'll be like Van der Ven. I'm like, he's a very exciting player. And when you see him going forward with the way he runs, he's brilliant. But just how many times have you seen that guy get done defensively? Like some comical defending sometimes. Is he? You know what I mean? And that's your key job when you're a centre back.
Yeah.
He gets talked up like he's, they'll be comparing him to Saliba. I'm like, are you mad?
Well, apparently Romero and Van der Ven are a good centre-back partnership. And I'm like, well, if they're injured a lot or suspended, you won't buy them anyway. And if they're good, why are they always down that low?
I think Romero's the better of the two defenders, but he's too rash. Like he's crazy. Look at him. He's out for 4 games now when he's the captain, when you've got a battle on. That just sums Spurs up.
Sorry, Spurs. Legend Robbie, thanks for coming on. We will be on DR Sports on Monday morning to react to these Premier League games. Looking forward to it. Lots of good games this weekend, and hopefully we get a few shocks again. Thanks, Robbie.
Thank you, Mark. As long as that shock ain't at the Emirates, I'll be happy. Shock at Leeds. Ellen Road. That's where the shock needs to be.
Thanks for coming on. Make sure you get your comments in as always. Smash a like, and we'll speak to you on the next one.